Hi ladies, this is Ashley Kay from the Irresistible Dating Method, and in this video I'm going to be talking about 7 ways to tell you're a rebound. So first, what is a rebound relationship and how do you know you're in one? So a rebound is when the guy you're dating is trying to get over his last relationship, his breakup, by dating someone new, dating you. So clearly the problem with being a rebound is that the chances of him leaving you for his ex is extremely high, especially if she still shows signs that she wants him back. And typically a rebound relationship will not last more than 3 months. So this is just something to be wary of. So I'll show you what the signs are to look for, and if you suspect you could be a rebound, or even if you don't, I'll also share with you what to do to make sure you safeguard yourself and how to really keep building your bond with him so that his ex becomes less and less of a concern. So sign number 1, his last relationship was a long-term relationship. So long-term meaning years and years long relationship. He may have even been married. Perhaps he was engaged, very close to being married. He was definitely living with his ex. They have to have been very close and it was a very serious relationship. Sign number 2, his breakup was less than 6 months ago. So if you put together these last 2 signs, long-term relationship, his breakup only being less than 6 months ago, it's very likely he's not over her, because generally when we've been in a long-term relationship, it takes much longer to get over that breakup. Typically between 6 months to 2 years, that's how long it takes to get over that last relationship. So if you're still, if you're seeing each other and his last relationship was less than 6 months ago, it's probably not a good sign. Sign number 3, he tries to escalate things very quickly. He'll want to move things along with you really fast. So just if you put yourself in his perspective, he came from a long-term relationship. He went from being in a relationship to suddenly single. That leaves a really big hole, and it will feel very, very uncomfortable. So what he's trying to do, a lot of people try to do, is try to fill that void, fill that relationship void very quickly with someone new. Now, if he really likes you and does feel a connection with you, then he'll probably want to project that feeling of wanting that relationship with you very quickly too. And it will feel normal to him, but you being an outsider will realize something is off. The fact that he's trying to escalate so quick, you'll know that it's too good to be true. So this would be another sign. Sign number 4, he gives vague reasons for why his last relationship ended. And in general, he avoids talking about his ex. Now, a lot of people assume if someone isn't over their ex, they'll want to talk about their ex a lot. But actually, if he has feelings for his ex, deep feeling, he's probably trying to mute those feelings. He's trying to forget about her because it's still painful for him to think about or talk about. So he's trying to almost act like she didn't matter that much to him, or she didn't mean that much. So that's why it almost seems like he's avoiding that topic, because it's too painful for him to talk about. Sign number 5, he's already introduced you to his friends, his family, possibly even posting pictures of you up on his social media accounts. Now, similar to the last point, what he's trying to do is trying to cover the fact that he still has feelings for his ex. He's trying to convince everybody else and himself that he's over that last relationship and he's moved on. And if he's also trying to show you off a little bit to his friends or on his social media accounts, then it could be another sign, like he's subconsciously trying to show her that he's moving on as well. Sign number 6, he wants a lot of attention from you. Usually there'll be a lot of great sex as well. So he's trying to, once again, replace that feeling of loneliness with you. So he's trying to always talk to you, spend long hours talking to you, connecting with you, doing things with you to cover those more painful feelings. And the last sign, sign number 7, is he tells you he's definitely done with that last relationship. Now, the fact that he needs to explicitly say he's done with that relationship means he's not done with it. Because someone who really is over their last relationship will not feel the need to say anything about it. They may say what went wrong with that relationship or why they weren't compatible, but they won't really feel a need to actually say they're done, okay? So the fact that he is saying it is once again a sign he's just trying to convince himself that he is done when really he's not. So after all these signs, if you notice some of these signs in your situation or you suspect you could be in a rebound or not, then here's what you can do to counteract this. So the first thing you can do is to go back a few steps. So if your relationship has escalated really quickly, so you went from not even knowing each other to in a full-blown relationship and feeling like you've been dating forever, even though it hasn't been that long, then you want to take a few steps back. Go back to that feeling of dating instead of we're already in a full-term relationship, okay? So what you want to do is go back to only having a date once a week. Instead of spending hours and hours chatting on the phone, just spend a few messages here and there over text or 5 to 10 minutes talking on the phone. You know, go back a few steps and tell him why you want to do this as well, okay? Then the second thing you want to do is then try to get him to open up about his last relationship. This may seem counterintuitive because, you know, you're making him talk more about his ex, and there's going to be things that come up that will be uncomfortable to hear and it will probably sting. But you want to do this because if a guy still holds a lot of feelings for his ex and is trying to mute them, then even though on the surface he appears fine, those feelings actually still have a lot of control over him. So if the ex does come back and says, you know, she wants him back or she wants to work it out, then he's much more likely to act on those feelings because he was trying to, he didn't fully process them to begin with. So if you can get him to open up and talk about it, once he vocalizes those feelings, you know, once he talks about what went wrong in the relationship, what he was annoyed about, what he regretted, perhaps even that he still has feelings for her or he's still in love with her, these kind of things, then those feelings will lose its power. It's really weird like that. So once he tells you these things, he's going to feel at the end of it that not only have these feelings lost its power on him, but he's now felt a deeper bond with you. And you want to have that deeper connection with him started so it will start to replace his bond with his ex. Now, to fully replace that bond he had with his ex is going to take time. You know, especially if they've had years and years together and you've just been seeing each other for a few months, it's going to take time. But at least you started that process. And if he feels a deep emotional connection with you, even if she does come back, then he may not go back with her. You know, he may be like, well, we have something really good here. I want to see where this goes. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I would love to hear from you. Please leave me a comment. Also, if you'd like to know how to attract and keep the guy you want, please download my free texting guide. It will show you how to, using text messages, make a man fall in love with you, and so you can have the relationship that you want. That's it from me this week. I'll talk to you next time.